This is part 2 of the tutorial that's showing you how to make a quiz visible either earlier or later than the normal dates on an exception basis for students that can't take it during the normal time periods. In part 1, we showed you how to create the groups for the students taking it early, the early group and the late group, and then how to put those in groupings, which are groups of groups. And now we're going to associate the groupings with the quizzes and change the dates on the quizzes so that those groupings can see them during those different dates. So now we're going to go back to the class homepage and show you that process. Okay, here we are as the professor back in the course homepage, and we're going to click quizzes under activities here and select the quizzes we want to change. So the first one is quiz for week 1, which we're going to allow George to take late. So when we open up the quiz for week 1, we click update this quiz at the upper right corner. And this is going to give us the settings page to change the settings of the quiz. So we're going to scroll down to the timing section here, and we're going to make this available to George, let's say from May the 3rd. May the 3rd to May the 4th. We'll give him a couple of days here. That actually will start at 7 in the morning on May the 3rd. And so that will make it visible there, but now we need to add the grouping so that it's not visible to everybody but just to the late grouping, which has George in it. So we're going to go down, scroll down till we see this common module settings section down here. Now this is the one where you set the groups. So we're going to change this from no groups to separate groups. That's the best way to do it for this simple example here. And then the grouping, we're going to make the late grouping. You see that shows up in here, the one we created a while ago. So George is in the late grouping. And we want to make sure we click this available for group members only so that other people cannot see the quiz, just late grouping, which has George in it. So now we've done that, we're going to scroll down to the bottom here and click Save and Return to Course. So that should fix George's late exam. Now let's go back to quizzes again and fix the early exam. So that's the midterm. We're going to click midterm here. And now we're going to click update this quiz at the upper right. Now the quiz comes in and we pull down to the date section. Now we're going to move these dates to an earlier date for the people that need to take them early. So we're going to make it May 3rd to May 4th also. We'll have these two quizzes being taken at the same time here. But that's at 2300 May 3rd, so now we're going to move that back up to 7 o'clock in the morning. So that will enable the quiz to be taken early. So now we need to scroll down into this this other section, common module settings. We're going to click separate groups again, and then we're going to click the grouping of the early grouping and make sure we click available for group members only. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click Save and Return to My Course. So that should take care of fixing these quizzes, and we see now as instructor view, the quiz for week 1 shows late grouping there beside it. Now the student that would be able to see that would not see that late grouping. That's just for the instructor. And if we scroll way down to where the midterm is, we see that that's associated with the early grouping. So now I'm going to switch to the student view. We'll first look at George's view and see what he sees when the date arrives. Okay, so now I've logged in as eval01, which is George, and we see down here, if we scroll down just a little bit, we see he can see the quiz for week 1. Now he doesn't see that statement in there about it being a late quiz, but he can see it, he can click on it, and he can take the quiz. Now I'm going to go back and we're going to look in George's view of what happened with the midterm quiz. So that's in early October, and there we can see the text midterm exam, but there's nothing to click there. George cannot get into that. Only the early people, Sarah and John, can do that. So now let's go to the view of Sarah and see what Sarah and John can see. Okay, I've just changed to Sarah's view, and we see in this first week here there is no quiz 1 showing at all. So Sarah and this John would have the same view, cannot see that quiz 1 that's the late quiz. Even though these are they're both enabled today, they're not able to see it. Now I'm going to scroll down to this early October, and we see that Sarah and also John can see the midterm exam. They can click it and take it. Now you remember that George couldn't see that. He only saw some text down there. So that's how you can use groups and groupings to enable students to take a quiz early or late. Thank you.